Welcome back to Chapter 3 of Your 4-Hour Retirement Blueprint in Your 30s. In this episode, titled Slash Debt, Boost Savings, the 4 Buckets Cash Flow Method, we're going to explore how you can transform your monthly cash flow using a simple yet effective strategy. So, if you're ready to take control of your finances and make your money work harder for you, let's dive in. Most people don't go broke from big splurges. They quietly bleed money from tiny, forgettable expenses. You check your account, swear you'll try harder next month, then repeat. The paradox is this: you don't need more willpower, you need a clearer path for every dollar you already earn. Most budgets fail for a simple reason: they're just lists, not systems. You write categories, make a spreadsheet, maybe color code a few cells, and then real life shows up with dental bills, weddings, car repairs, and a random flight deal your friends are jumping on. The plan collapses, you feel behind, and retirement gets pushed further into the someday column. This is where the 4 buckets cash flow method changes the game. Instead of tracking 47 categories, you organize your money by time, what it needs to do now, soon, later, and much later. That shift from "what is this for" to "when will I need this" is what turns chaos into a repeatable routine. In this episode, you'll see how those 4 simple buckets can help you crush high-interest debt, build an emergency buffer, and still send money toward future you on autopilot. Think of this episode as zooming in from the map view to street level. You already know when your money needs to work. Now we'll plug in actual numbers and priorities. In your 30s, that usually means wrestling with student loans, credit cards, maybe daycare costs, while trying to save for trips, a home, and retirement. The tension is real. Every dollar can only live in one place at a time. So we'll layer in evidence-based habits, like mental labels for money and automatic transfers, to show you how to direct cash toward debt, safety, and investing without relying on perfection or constant attention. Most people skip straight to "how much should I save?" and miss the step that quietly drives everything. Where does each paycheck actually go over time? The 4 buckets give you a way to answer that with numbers, not vibes. Start with now. That's the next 30 days: rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities, transportation, minimum debt payments, and a bit of flex money so you're not suffocating. A practical target is that this bucket covers all essentials plus a small weekly amount you consciously allow yourself to enjoy. If you're constantly swiping a card in the last week of the month, your now bucket is underfunded, and the rest of your system will always feel broken. Then comes soon, roughly 1 to 12 months out. This is where your short-term safety and sanity live: a starter emergency buffer, upcoming insurance premiums, holidays, travel, car maintenance, and anything you know is coming but tends to surprise you. Instead of reacting, you're prepaying your future self. A solid move in your 30s is to aim for at least 1 month of bare-bones expenses here, then slowly build toward that 3 to 6 month range research supports. Later is your 1 to 5 year zone. Think home down payment, replacing a car, career changes, grad school, or seeding a business idea. For many people in their 30s, this is also the place where aggressive debt payoff battles for space. High-interest balances, think credit cards and personal loans, usually live here, and this is where methods like avalanche or snowball come in, because every dollar you direct here is buying back your future cash flow. Finally, much later is your retirement engine and beyond 5-year goals. This is where your 401k, IRA, and long-term brokerage investing sit. Even while you're tackling debt, you can still send a slice here, especially when you get free matches from an employer. It's less either-or and more how much to each given my trade-offs. The system gets powerful when you assign percentages of your take-home pay to each bucket and let automation do the heavy lifting. You can adjust as life shifts, but the default is that every paycheck already knows its job across all 4 time horizons. Meet Maya, 33, bringing home $4,800 a month. She sketches 4 rough percentages: 55% now, 15% soon, 15% later, 15% much later. Nothing fancy, just a starting guess. Then she stress tests it against her real life. A friend's wedding pops up in 6 months. Flights, hotel, gift. Rather than shrug and deal with it later, she plugs in an actual number, $900 total. That's $150 a month into soon. Her car's 90,000-mile service is due this year, another $600 or $50 a month. Those two line items alone swallow 4% of her take-home. Now she sees the trade-off. Keep 15% flowing to later, or temporarily redirect 2 to 3% from much later to avoid credit card debt. There's no universal right answer, just clearer consequences. Here's where the nesting doll idea helps. Before she increases retirement contributions, she chooses to fully fund those near-term needs. Protecting the smaller doll first keeps the whole stack from cracking when life taps it. When payroll tech catches up, your buckets might update like a weather app, shifting flows before storms hit. A bonus lands? The system could reroute part to high-interest debt, nudge soon up if your spending spikes, then refill much later as conditions stabilize. That kind of real-time coaching won't replace judgment, but it can shrink decision fatigue. Think less guilt after each swipe, more quiet course corrections in the background, tightening the gap between what you intend and what you actually do. Treat this like an ongoing experiment, not a final verdict. As your income, goals, or family situation shift, you can tilt the mix. More soon when life feels stormy, more much later when skies clear. Think of each tweak like adjusting a recipe. Small changes, tested over time, can quietly turn today's cash flow scramble into tomorrow's sturdy routine. To go deeper, here are 3 next steps. 1. Plug your last 90 days of bank and credit card transactions into a tool like Monarch Money or YNAB and tag each line as bucket 1 to 4, essentials, future you, fun, debt freedom, so you can see your real cash flow by bucket tonight. 2. Open a separate high-yield savings account at Ally, SoFi, or Capital One labeled Future You 3-month cushion, and set up an automatic weekly transfer equal to what you freed up in buckets 3 and 4. 3. Grab the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey or I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi and use one debt payoff chapter to choose a specific strategy, snowball or avalanche. Then enter all your debts into an online calculator like Undebt to generate a concrete payoff timeline. This was Owl Up, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow!